Mr. Gratefully, let's talk
Yes.
about there is a lot of rejections I think these days. Why do you think there's a lot of rejections?
Again, that the United States is looking for qualified people to come into the country, and so they're screening them very well to make sure that they're qualified, Suresh. If they look at a person when they enter, how they present themselves, and first of all, that they are very natural and honest and sincere and good confidence level, then the officer has a good opinion. In the first look at the person, he can tell, is this person confident? Do they appear sincere? And are they qualified to come to the United States?
Okay. And that means I don't think then everyone's gonna. There are also really a lot of people getting accepted. I think because I know there's a lot of good people, confident
Yeah.
people who are honest. That's what the embassy wants, right?
Yeah.
So they want the students to be very honest, not to show off like they're trying to brag about their income, brag about their career, brag about their achievement. It's got nothing to do with bragging about themselves. And I think, and also there is nothing to hide as well. So when they're honest, I think, and also confident, that's the key.
Yeah.
And also the presentation. That's what it's very important again. How you present. Some people get rejected in just under 10 seconds.
A lot of people are just not understanding the question that's being asked, Suresh, that they're not giving the proper answer back to it, or they're giving so much information the officer's getting bored listening to them and saying that they're not answering my question by giving me all this other information. And so these things, we have to be very careful in giving the presentation. And as we're speaking, we answer exactly the question that the officer asked of us, and don't add more information. And make sure it matches with the material that the information that you have, you've already made your application.
Okay, great. That means good. Yeah, so that's very true. And also, I think it is also to do with the university too, because a lot of students, I've seen, especially those from Africa and South Asia, people in Nepal, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. So they've chosen a university that's not even a really highly rated university. And when they go to the embassy and they say, why did you choose this university? And they say, and the officer asks, why did you choose this university? And they say, officer, this is one of the really tough and best universities in the world, in the United States. And they also got an award just recently with something. They just got some small award, that has nothing to do with the very biggest portfolio, I think. So when it goes on and say that, they instantly get rejected. I've seen the, and I think it has a lot to do with the university too, because the more, the requirement, many universities, they have a really high requirement quality. They don't have a 100% acceptance rate. They don't want to entertain with everyone. They just only want to filter and accept the qualified student who's got a good GPA, who's got a good English background, and also who's got the, who goes through the requirement, like, there's an IEE, International Evaluation Education. Also WASE, that is your World World Education Evaluation. That means those are the companies that evaluate the system, of the educational system of particular country like Nepal, India, or Pakistan, or other country, international, So these are the certificates that they want to, make sure that they want to check if it's an authentic, because there are also people who just goes and apply with the fake certificates. And there are universities in the States that I have known very well that they just accept those certificates without just examining, without taking.
That's a big mistake.
And sometimes they're just getting a fake certificates and students are getting studied there.
Yeah.
So there are also universities, they don't accept a random copy.
Yeah.
So what they do is they ask the students to send those documents to WIS or IEE, or there's also other company like CEC, because those are the company that they does the evaluation, credential evaluation. When actually the certificates and transcript goes through it, and that's always authentic, and they also get the chance to just raise their those what do you call GPA based on the US standard. I think those are really the must, like a very popular, would be a great university if the students want to apply and get a visa, because the visa often know what university holds what standard. almost every university. They're very familiar when they just say we just say a name, you know, and they know it very well. So that's the reason I was thinking that the students to go to the university that has a really tough requirement, not to be feared, not to be afraid with this requirement, but it's for the best for the future. And for only not for the visa, but also for the future, because that's the kind of reputation you have when they apply for the job in the future. People are gonna ask, oh, what university do you study? Okay, this university, great. So many of us say, okay, I mean, there's only an international student, that's fine, you know.
Yeah.
Like not very like it's just a you know just newly opened or it's just a private institute, you know, something like that.
The quality
So
of the
quality.
institution is
So
so
it also
important.
depends on that, and that's
What about the finances, Suresh?
So the finances, I think that you know people, you know.
Their mother owns a store.
Oh yeah. A lot of people say their mother owns a store and a lot of things, you know. And you're talking with the diplomats, that is American diplomats, okay? You're not talking to, you know, like your brother or sister who doesn't really know the city area. So they're smarter than you know, like, you know, they're so smart. I mean, they know the country, they know your country, they know our country, they know how everything moves here, you know. I'm sure, I mean, they really have a lot of knowledge about who runs who, how much they generate. So I think people should not be lying about it. So I've heard someone saying like, okay, my father owns a suit store, and in Nepal, the store means it's a small store. Everyone seems like they have a grocery store, but when you talk about store in the U.S. and store means it's large. It's bigger than. It's actually most of the biggest stores. It's even bigger than our Botania, a lot of big stores, you know. So and bigger than our lot of you know the university area. So. And people they're not gonna be confused with it. They understand this grocery store is small, and some officer will go and ask, okay, how many staffs you have, how many, you know, like what is the net worth, and some questions like that, and people just fail it. So instead of really making it exaggerating or just trying to say a lot of things about their income source, just be honest about what you can do. You don't need to just, you know, apply to the high, very expensive university. They don't have to, I think, because if you apply, then you're gonna have to have fun. So, but when you choose a very affordable university, don't choose a university that has a low standard, you know, because low standard university attracts only low standard students, a low quality. Again, for the future, it's not even gonna be good, and also for the visa rate. So, the high quality university, I think, are really the best university, which I think the students are really gonna be accepted. And I haven't heard people, those who apply in a high quality university, saying, "Oh, we got rejected a lot of times." And I haven't heard that actually. So.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, that's so important because we want to get accepted, don't we, Suresh, when we're going for a visa, and so we want to make sure everything's set in place nicely. We prepare ourselves well. If how about being prepared for questions and cross questions? How important is this, Suresh?
It's really very important, you know, and beyond we prepare a lot of students, you know, to really make sure that they succeed, and because there's a lot of cross questions, there's a lot of some people, you know, some officers will approve in just like a few questions. But again, the people come and say, "Oh, that's easy." That was actually not easy, you know. Like it's an interview. They pray to God a lot of times. Maybe they fasted, you know, for a long time. Maybe they didn't fast. That's okay, because I'm sure they'll pray for their interview, right? And they just some people say like they just say it's so easy that it just came just like this. It didn't really come. It was the moment you face the officer. It was such a heated moment. Like you look in your brain is so why, you know, like it's so, you know, like, you know, it's burning, like it's so heated, like, okay, officer, good, all right, so and so, you're just right here on you know, on your eye contact, you know, and not only are you connecting eye contact, but also you're connecting with the brain, and because you are just watching, okay, I did it, okay, I'll do it, okay, so, and it's important that they really are, okay, confidence is okay, that's, you know, again, the first step, and second again is going to be a presentation, and you understand that a lot of students, they just misunderstand question, they just oversay a lot of things, and they say they don't even say much, you know, they just say less, you know, and they try to say control themselves from saying oversaying, they just say too less, that not even qualified, you know, enough to get a visa, you know, so that's not even enough to some friends, so they just don't talk too long. They don't even talk enough, right? They just like, from tomorrow, I'm not gonna meet that person because it's too boring, you know. They don't even talk. They're good in their heart, you know, but they're not so, you know. That's the reason. So you're not saying less, you're not saying more, but just okay. And also there's a cross question. You don't know what question. For that, you're gonna have to know the university. You're gonna have to be prepared with all the circumstances, and yeah, that's why it's important that you really prepare for the greatest presentation. And beyond education, you know, we prepare you with the great presentation. You can see Mr. Phillips. He does prepare a lot of students, and I prepare you as well. You know, and there are also the American trainers. We also have the Canadian teacher. So, and we'll be having a lot of American teachers too, and we can help you to get your visa subsidy. Either you're F1, F2, K1, K2, B1, V2, M1, M2, H1B, IR1, you know, whatever your visa category. We've actually helped a lot of students to really succeed at your
good preparation increases the good chance that you're going to get your visa. So that's important.
That's right. That's right. And Craig, what do you want to say to those who, you know, let's say, who are thinking about giving up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that again, we've watched students and others that have applied again and again and again and eventually got their visa. One good guy that we can think about was the guy that the founder of Zoom. Right?
Eddie Bjorn.
Yes. How many times did he reapply for a U.S. visa?
Nine times.
9 times applied for U.S. visa.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the record or not, but that's a good example of people with persistence, and he eventually got it, and he got his education, and then developed the Zoom application that's famous worldwide today. So it shows you the value of getting a U.S. education and the opportunity that's there, Suresh.
Great. Thank you.
Never give up.
Yeah, never give up. We can help you to build a dream.
Yeah.
Come to be on education.
Yeah, and how about our student at St. Cloud, Minnesota, that he'd applied 3 times, finally got his
It's
visa.
Minnesota, Southeast Minnesota.
Not Southwest. He's at
St. Cloud. Yeah, he applied 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, he got the visa.
Yeah, so you can do it too. Come on.
So great, wonderful. Thank you. Have a great time. Keep watching for more. And like, share your comment. You know what you feel about it.